Good morning. Welcome to Resource Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my videos and sharing them. Give me the thumbs up and your comments. I certainly do appreciate you. I want to suggest you that even though there is a lot of worldwide peace, President Trump is settling wars and bringing peace, so on and so forth. The domestic situation here in the United States is not peaceful. The Democrats, the liberal Democrats, and the wobbly-kneed Republicans have allowed over 20 million illegal immigrants here in this country, and they are in the process of deporting, upwards of 1 million a year, so on and so forth. That cannot be enough to remove all the illegals here in this country for years. And now that the Democrats have lost power, they are fighting tooth and nail to regain it at no matter what cost. You don't hear them denouncing Antifa and their nonsense out in Washington, Oregon, and across this country. You don't hear them denouncing violence. You hear them encouraging it, fighting ICE, fighting law and order. You do not hear them say at all, any of these do-nothing prosecutors who let people walk with 25, 30 felony arrests that should be in prison for life. You do not hear them calling for their resignation, just the opposite. So I'm submitting to you as an American citizen and a prepper, because that's what this channel is mostly about, prepping. I'm submitting to you that any one of these people that are in this country, like the 25,000, a division of Chinese illegal, could put us in the dark. They just busted a ring of laptops and servers encircling New York City completely with plans to put it in the dark and cut off the internet, probably for blackmail, Bitcoin. But it doesn't matter if you're sitting in the dark with however many millions of people are in New York City wondering when the lights are going to come on, and after 3 days, people are going to realize there is no help, and they will start doing bad things because desperate people do bad things. The criminals will start roaming the street and taking advantage of unsuspecting people or poorly equipped people. So I'm going to give you a reminder list of the things that I feel you should have and should start stocking up on. If you haven't already, start stocking up on and replenishing things immediately. Each paycheck, don't waste your whole paycheck on this. You have bills to pay. Don't run it up on your credit cards thinking, oh my God, the world's fallen. And all of a sudden you spend thousands of dollars and you're in debt above your eyeballs. Spend a little bit each time out of each paycheck, set it aside, and keep prepping. Don't stop. Any one of these people could sabotage power stations across this country, and we'd be in blackout mode. Any country can start a war with the United States. We are in dangerous times, folks. And the Democrats, and I say Democrats because they stand for abortion, murder, and chaos. That's what it's boiled down to. We are in a time good versus evil. And that's what it's all about. So here's a list in no particular order. I just jotted them down as a reminder to you. Water. You have to have enough water through bottled water gallons, but most of all, have just 55-gallon drums. You can put liners in them or whatever, a screen across the top to keep the bugs out best you can, but you have to have some sort of water, not only for your livestock, but for yourself to bathe, brush your teeth, whatever. You have to have enough of it. A gallon of water per person per day is almost impossible for most families of four to have on hand. So you're going to have to take advantage of what rainfall is available to you. All right? water. That includes rain barrels, bottled waters, canteens, and Camelbacks for your own personal use. MREs, freeze-dried foods, dehydrated foods, and keep in mind, the latter two is dependent on water to rehydrate and unfreeze the food you can eat. MREs, you can eat without water. You can self-heat or just eat it cold. Not the best, but at least it's nutrition coming into your body to keep you going. Dehydrated, freeze-dried food require water to puff up and eat. So you can't have the last two if you don't have water. Over-the-counter meds, fish antibiotics, masks, nitrile gloves. The world is going to get filthy quickly without power or anything else. You just look at what's happening in Gaza as a perfect example. It's been totally decimated. These people have enough water to maybe get a drink of water, prepare a little bit of food, and that's it. You have to keep yourself at least clean in a way to prevent infection and disease creeping in. It will kill you faster than any bullet. Keep yourself clean through antibiotics, cleanliness, washing your clothes. You have to have water to wash your clothes or at least rinse off that stuff. Do not get into situations where you are handling blood without some sort of gloves or anything else. Bloodborne infection will kill you dead. I work in a hospital and I see a lot of infections. And if you come in contact with C. diff or any of the other stuff that is bloodborne, you're miserable and you will pass away without antibiotics and fluids, period. I put in there weapons, whatever type of weapon you choose. If you choose to have a weapon and you'd be foolish not to have it, become proficient with that weapon. Whether it is a knife, a bow and arrow, baseball bat, rifle, shotgun, whatever. Know how to use it. Know how to keep it in working order. Know the range of said weapon and have ammunition if it's required, meaning arrows, bullets, even slingshots, pellets, or whatever. You have to know how to use it. You have to know how to be in the range of that and be proficient with said weapon, period. In times of chaos, people are saying this is a gun-free zone. We'll be the first ones shot, period. Next thing, batteries. C and D batteries, maybe AAA. You have to have some sort of light to function. You have battery-operated camp lights now, motion lights to help protect your house, so on and so forth. Headlamps. Boop. So you're not walking around with a flashlight. You have two hands free. You can have headlamps. I recommend the one with a red light to make it less obvious, but headlamps, so you can cook with two hands and have a minimal amount of light, not to give away what's going on. Candles, obviously. Lighters, obviously. If you don't have Bic lighters, but you have the Zippo, you have to have fluid for that. Gasoline will not work in a lighter. You'll blow yourself up. Some form of safe shelter. If you're in a house, that's a safe shelter. If you have to leave your house, you have to be able to make a way to have self-shelter to keep you out of elements, whether it's rain, heat, winter, whatever. You have to have some form of shelter, because if you think you're going to go out there and be Jeremiah Johnson walking around in the mountains and saying, I'm living off the land, you're not going to make it. I lived in Alaska 12 years, and believe me, at 30 below, walking around hunting for rabbits and whatever just to get some fresh air, it only takes you about a half hour to say, you're about done with this, okay? So you have to have some form of safe shelter, not only for yourself, but for your family and animals. Food preparation. If you have MREs, dehydrated, whatever type of food, and it requires cooking, you have to have a way to cook it. Whether it is a rocket stove, campfire, whatever, a Coleman stove 4-burner, you have to have fuel for it, whether it's wood, kerosene, white gas, whatever you want to call it. You have to have some way of cooking and preparing your food. All right? Simple as that. You have to have food preparation. So add that on there. If you don't have a rocket stove or Coleman stove, I would look into buying them, going to your sporting goods stores, see what they have. On eBay, they do have refurbished old style Coleman stoves. I love those. 2-burner and 4-burner. Look into it on eBay for refurbished Coleman stoves, because you can't find those anymore. They've gone to propane. So if you have a propane Coleman stove, you have to have those bottles to keep it going. And believe me, those bottles do not last long, especially if you say, I want to cook some coffee. I love coffee in the morning, and I want to cook a pot of coffee. That takes a lot of fuel to make that. So consider that. Maps of the region. I'm here in Ohio. I know where I'm at, but I also have maps of Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, all around me on how to get there, what towns, roads, everything else I may encounter should we have to leave. Maps of the region. You can't, I think I'm going north. No, you have to have a map with a compass to say, I am going north or south or whatever. Maps of the region. By the way, you can look for a lot of those maps, flea markets, garage sales, yard sales, whatever. Also, you could probably pick some up at your tourist sites, going down the highway, say, here's a tourist here center in Ohio, in Lorain. I'll stop in and see if they have any maps. Some form of transportation. If you're going to leave, you have to know how to get there. If you have a car and it's filled up with gas, it will run out of gas. And if we are in a crisis mode, chances are there won't be any gas along the way, if you can even make it that far. Most of the highways will be clogged. That's where maps come in for side roads, how to get there. But remember, gas will be in short supply. If you are traveling in a car and you are in a traffic jam, be aware. Head on a swivel, because people will come out of nowhere to steal your vehicle. Bicycles, if you're able to ride a bicycle, it's silent, but it takes energy to do that, and that's why you have to have food. Granola bars, beef jerky, whatever. You have to be able to have enough strength to pedal that to go however many miles. Golf carts, again, gasoline or electric, both of them will get you somewhere, but you have to have fuel to restock that. If you're on foot, that's your transportation. Make sure you have shoes that can withstand long travel. Comfortable shoes, especially for whatever type of climate you may be encountering at the time of saying adios. Socks go along with that. Finally, some form of communication. You're going to want to know what's going on there. In New York City, they had every intention of shutting down the internet. So your cell phone may be blocked, but you still have to have some form of communication to understand what may go on around with you. So that could be a ham radio, that could be a walkie-talkie, that could be an emergency radio with the no band on there. Whatever it is, you have to be able to have it so you know what's going on. Am I going into a safe zone, or am I walking into trouble? You want to know, so you have to have some form of communication, and that goes along with a plan for your family and family members. Where are we meeting up? Where are we headed to? Where are we coming from? I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Want you to think about it. Stay prepared, folks. We are in really dangerous times, and the Democrats do not want to lose power. They want to control America and make it a socialist, communist country so that they can lord over you and say, you can have that can of peas today, but not tomorrow. Whatever it is, they want to control your life, so they stay in power. And they are fighting this administration tooth and nail. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to Resource Prepping. Greg out.